Hi, today I'm going to show you how to make this glowing mushroom scene in Blender. So if you are a beginner or in intermediate level, you can easily follow this video and make a mushroom or glowing mushroom like this one by yourself. Alright, so we are in Blender right now and I'm using Blender 3.6.1. So let's start off with deleting everything. So for that, let's select A and delete. And before that, let me just turn on my screencast so you guys can follow me. Okay, so first of all, what we're gonna do is shift A as usual, and I'm going to select an UV sphere. And let's go to this option and increase the segment to from 32 to 64. Yeah, that will do. Now I'm going to press 1, go to the front view and tap to edit mode. With extreme mode, I'm going to deselect not deselect, I'm going to select all the vertices from the bottom and just remove everything. So for that, shift press X and delete vertices. Okay, so what we left off is a umbrella shape right now, and this is going to be our mushroom cap, the top part. So for that, I'm going to rename it just because mushroom cap, and there you go. Alright, so right now what we are going to do is go back to the edit mode again, and let's select the edge mode and press 7 on the numpad and go to the top view. And what we are going to do is select all the edges like this. So for that, hold down the alt and shift all the edges along this line, and then shift alt. By this you can select all the edges. This is kind of tedious, but this will be worth it, trust me. The reason we're selecting all the the edges, because we're going to duplicate this and turn it into a mushroom gill.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Alright, so now that we're done with it, what I'm gonna do is select Control and just deselect this area only. So with all the edges selected, shift D to duplicate and just leave it here. And now we're going to select press P and separate by selection. That way now you have the vertices like this. Okay, so before proceeding ahead, we're going to rename this to, let's see, gills. I'm not sure if that's the right word for it, but whatever, we're going to call it gills. And now we're going to select the cap and shade smooth like this, and we're going to add a solidify modifier and maybe turn on the segment. We're going to keep it like this. Not gonna do anything with the segment just yet. Okay, so let's select the gills and go to the edit mode, press tab, and we're going to select all the edges with A and extrude Z down like this. So let's go to the front view, and with the all edges selected, we're going to sort of scale them down like this and place it right underneath the mushroom caps, and maybe scale them down a little bit so we don't see any edges sticking out of the cap. Okay, so that looks good. And now go ahead, exit the edit mode and add a solidify into the gills. And I want to try something. I want to see if adding a subdivision surface makes it look any better. Yeah, why not? We're going to add a subdivision surface and maybe level up the viewport and render port to 3. Yeah, this will do. Now it looks better. Okay, so let's try to add subdivision surface onto the gills, I mean mushroom caps, to make it look more smoother. Yeah, I kind of like the shape right now, but to make it look more mushroomy, what we're going to do is select both gills and mushrooms, go to the front view and sort of shrink it onto the z-axis like this. There you go. So we are almost done with the cap portion of the mushroom. Now we're going to work on our way to the stem part of the mushroom. So for that, you can either use a cylinder mesh or you can use a curve. So for that, I'm going to use a Bezier curve because Bezier curve is easier to control or make it or give it a because Bezier curve is easier to work with if you want to give it a nice shape. So let's hide these two for now. Go to the top view, press 7 and select the Bezier curve, edit this vertices and rotate onto the z-axis like this to make it straight and align with the x-axis. Okay, let's get out of the edit mode. And now what we're going to do is rotate the entire Bezier to 90 degree like this. You can just select the Bezier G and then press R and then just press 90 degree onto the numpad button. Alright, so right now what we're going to do is go to the front view again and hide the grill and mushroom and drag them down, drag them up like this. So let's select the Bezier again and let's go back to the edit mode. So let's select the bottom vertices. You know what, let's select everything and just drag it up like this and then scale it down. So right now let's just select the bottom one and rotate slightly and scale it down, and yeah, scale it up a bit, rotate again, and give it a nice curve like this so it doesn't look straight. Okay, I think that will do for now. So go ahead and exit the edit mode, and after adding a Bezier curve you will see an option here called data, and what we're going to do is go to the geometry and increase the depth up like this, give it a shape like mesh like shape. So right now we're going to work with this thickness, so we're going to go back to edit mode, select the top part and rotate this like this so the bottom portion is parallel to the ground, and with the bottom vertices selected we can press Alt S to scale it up like this. Yeah, okay, that will do. And now it's all about editing and modeling the way you want to. So I guess I could give it a bit more depth like 0.04. Nah, that's too much. 0.03. Okay, that will do. Maybe scale it down a bit more like this. Alt S. And okay, to make it look more proportionate, what we're going to do is select the gill and the cap, go to the front view and scale them down just a tad bit like this, and maybe rotate to the y-axis like this or this. Let's turn the X-ray mode to see everything and drag them like this. From this point it's all about perfecting the position any way you want it to. Okay, so we are basically done with the modeling. What I'm going to do is okay, there is one more thing I want to add is some object around the cap or pores. I don't know what it is called. So what I'm going to do is add another mesh, which is going to be another UV sphere, and scale it down all the way, bring it to the top, scale it down again, and for good measures what we're going to do is Ctrl A and apply scale and shader auto smooth. So let's go to the edit mode again and select the vertices mode, and just like before we're going to delete all the vertices. Okay, you have to make sure you are into the X-ray mode, otherwise you won't be able to select all the vertices from on the other side. And now that you are done, yeah, exit out the edit mode, go to the top view again, scale it down a little bit more, and just duplicate and place it on top of the cap. So for that there is an option that calls snap. We're going to turn on the snap button and select face project, and then make sure you click this option, align rotation to target and project individual elements. So what this will do is this will allow me to place them onto this object and rotate them onto this cap any way I like. So right now go to the top view and just duplicate and place them randomly like this. Makes it easier to distribute points on any object or mesh. Okay, so I guess that will do. What I'm gonna do is select all the sphere and connect them together. Ctrl J to connect. Okay, so we're basically done, and let's add a plane at the bottom. Scale it up. Ctrl A to scale, apply scale, and I'm going to duplicate this mushroom like once or twice. Ctrl D to duplicate. Okay, before that make sure you turned off your snap. Now G and Y and GR, Z to rotate. Go to the side view, S to scale them down like this. Bring him closer to the bigger one. Make sure the two mushrooms doesn't overlap with each other. Okay, that will do. We're going to make another duplication of this one and then move it like this. Z to rotate around Z axis. Scale it down even more. Go to the side view again and bring it down onto the plane like this. Bring it closer. Yeah, this will do, I guess. So yeah, I want to make sure that in the camera view the gale is visible. So for that we need to change the rotation of the cap. So let's select this bigger one. Make sure you also select the pores and the gale and sort of rotate this like not like this, like this. Okay, that will do. Maybe bring that down a little bit more like this, and then change the position of this more. I'm just giving make it look more mushroomy like. Of course you guys can do whatever you want or however you want, doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess this will do. And let's bring the plane or ground a bit further, a bit top, so that it looks like the mushroom is touching the ground. And this will do. Make sure you save your blend file. Okay, so one last thing I would like to add is few grasses at the bottom of the stem. So for that we're going to just make few leaves and connect them together. So it is easy. After that you're going to have to add another mesh and add a plane. Let's make it simple, keep it simple. Go to the edit mode, add a loop cut like this, select these two vertices and then sort of bring them closer. We're going to the top view like this, yeah, and add another loop cut, bring it down here, select this, scale it down, maybe a bit longer, select this and another look cut here, and go to the side mode and let's turn on the proportional editing. Go to the edge mode, and since we already have this connected, scale it down and drag it like this, drag it like this, drag it like this. Also, let's turn off the proportion mode and pull it down like this. Make sure these three vertices is connected together. So let's scale it down a little bit. Okay, and now let's add some modifier. Of course, we're going to add a subdivision surface. Now that's look more like a leaf, and then add another modifier which is going to be a solidify. Give it a bit depth. Yeah, that will do. Don't forget to apply shade smooth, and for our convenience what we're going to do is select these vertices and shift S cursor to selected. Go back, exit the edit mode and right click, set origin and origin to 3D cursor. So this way we can rotate the leaf more easily like this. Okay, so let's rotate it up, duplicate RZ like this, scale it down and duplicate again, Z rotate, scale it down, duplicate again, and maybe scale this one up a bit more. And I'm gonna make sure to move them like this so they don't really overlap with each other. Okay, that looks okay, I guess. So let's go join them together, Ctrl J, and scale them down, and we're just gonna put them at the bottom right near the stem of those mushrooms. So go to the front view again, scale them down like this, scale it up, and just duplicate them and put them whatever you like. Okay, so now that we're done with the leaves or grasses, whatever you want to call it, let's go and add a camera. Ctrl Alt 0 to get them into the viewport mode, and let's go to the camera tab and increase our focal length like this. I'm going to rotate like this, bring it down a bit more, and then rotate up further. Alright, that doesn't look that bad. Now it's time to add materials into our mushrooms. So this will be easy. I'm gonna try to keep it simple. You know what, let's increase our focal length a bit more, then place the camera like this. Okay, so before that, let's change our engine to cycle and render make samples viewport to 32. Alright, so before that, go to the world properties and turn down the color all the way to the down, so it's all dark, because we want to add some glow effect into our mushroom gills, so it looks sort of magical. And for now, I'm going to add a light, maybe a pointer light. Okay, that looked really dramatic and nice. Maybe add one here and then another one here, and let's go add another one just about here. Okay, so let's go to the shader editor, and first thing first, I should have named my grasses, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to box them up into a new collection called grass and keep it like this. Okay, for plain, I want it a simple brown color, because I'm not going to focus that much onto the ground. Not brown, maybe this one. Yeah. Alright, so let's work on the gill first. So let's select the gills and add a material. Gills. And what we're going to do is turn on the emission like this, and I wanna use blue. And let's keep the emission strength to 1 for now. Maybe, yeah. For the color, I want to make it a more detailed, so let's go add a color ramp and just add color to color. Let's blue and turn it down, maybe a little bit lighter. There we go. And let's add a noise texture to the color. Ctrl T to add texture coordinate. If you don't have Node Wrangler turned on, you can just go to the edit preference and type Node Wrangler and just apply this. It's a built-in add-ons that comes with the Blender. It's a very good add-ons. Okay, turn up the scale and roughness like this, and we're just going to apply the same material to the other gills as well. So let's go add gills, to the second gills and duplicate this. and let's go to the gears 2 and duplicate this as well. The reason why I am duplicating the materials is because I want to change the emission strength a bit more to the smaller one, like this. Let's add 1.5 and I want to give it a bit more lighter color, maybe let's go to like pinkish, sort of pinkish, and turn it up. There we go. And on to the second one. Let's go 1.5 as well, and give this one a violet and pink mix, like this. Okay, this looks fine for now, and let's go add some material into the plants, small plants. So I'm going to call it grass, and let's add a color ramp here. Sorry, not mix. Add another noise texture, fake to fake, and Ctrl T with the noise texture selected. Okay, to see our color correctly, I'm going to go to the viewport shading mode and select our green for the grass. Let's go. Increase the scale, as you can see what's happening into the grass. Make it a bit more depth, dark green. Increase the roughness as well, and add a bit distortion, although it wouldn't matter because we have already 75 scale into the details. I want more greens, more dark greens. Okay, that will do. Okay, so now that I sort of added a material for the grass, what you can do is select all the grass material, Ctrl Shift and select all of them, and press Ctrl L, link material. That way you don't have to apply all the material every time to a new object. This way you can just sort of link them together. Alright, so now that we are done with the grass, let's go to the mushroom cap. As usual, let's name it the material. Let's name the material like this, and I don't know, let's go kind of pinkish color for the cap. Add a color ramp. Alright, so B spline, and let's not go too crazy on the pink one. This doesn't look too bad. Again, noise texture to give it a bit more detail into the coloring, and of course we need to add our coordination, texture coordination, and scale it up all the way. Detail, roughness. I sort of want to decrease the roughness to make it a more shinier and turn on the metallic a bit more. Doesn't look bad, but yeah, let's keep the roughness to 0.32 and increase the pink caution a bit. Okay, that will do. And I want to give the stem a slightly lighter version of pink, so let's rename this stem or stem. I don't know how to spell stem, it doesn't matter. And let's just give it sort of lighter pink, maybe a lighter blue. Yeah, this looks better. Turn on the roughness and let's go to our render viewport and see how it looks like. It doesn't look that bad for now. Doesn't look that bad. I guess I have to add color ramp. Noise texture, let's go. And last but not least, add some vector roughness, scale up and detail up. What if I go kind of paste color onto the stem portion? I don't like the reflection of the spotlight on our mushroom kits, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on the roughness to fade out this reflection. Maybe turn it down a little bit. Point 6. Yeah, that will do. Yeah, I like it. I don't want to go too crazy on the stem part, so I'm just gonna duplicate all the mushroom caps like this and maybe change the color a bit. And I also want to add a glow into these spots onto the mushroom caps. Let's also duplicate the stem part like this and this. There we go. It doesn't look that bad, does it? No, it does not. Looks like it's kind of sticking out of the ground. Okay, now let's add some glow into the spots. I'm gonna just call it a spot, and then emission color will be white or maybe blue. Yeah, I like it. And then apply the same spot and spot. There we go. I like it. And what I'm gonna do is for the lightning part, just zoom out a bit more and I'm gonna add another plane like this bring it all the way to here like this. Let's go to the viewport mode and yeah, here, and delete all the spotlight. Close it down, and just like before, we're going to extrude out our background like this. Let's go to our viewport mode, camera viewport mode, and bevel the corner. All right, like this. All right, so you know what, let's go to our scenes and turn on render region. Okay, so the plane we just added, we're going to use it as a light, but a soft light kind of. So go to the, I don't think this is the plane we added. Yeah, this one. Rename it as a light. And let's just turn on the emission. Yeah, there we go. That's more like it. Increase a bit more. Yeah, I kind of like it. And one last thing I want to do is select this thing, the stem I mean, and cursor to select it, and add a spotlight at this part. It's all about lightning. Drag it out here. Okay, that is too much lights. Maybe let's see, let's turn it down to 2. Bring it up a bit further. I just wanted to give the lips a bit attention, some attention to the lips. That's why I'm going to add some spotlight and just playing around. Maybe push it a bit farther like this. Go to the top view. Yeah, let's see. Let's turn on the roughness to the ground. Okay, now I like the way it looks. Do I want to duplicate and add more lights? Why not? Add another one here. Yeah, that will do, I guess. And let's go to the camera again. And where is my camera? There we go. Move it out of the collection and add a depth of field. Before adding a depth of field, I want to add an empty, maybe a cube. Place it. Let's place all the mushroom into this empty cube like this, and then select the camera again. Into the focus of object, we're going to select this empty. Go to the camera and let's decrease the f-stop to 1.5. Focusing more onto the mushroom part like this. Okay, so I guess we are done with this mushroom, sort of magical glowing mushroom part. I hope you liked this tutorial, and if you did, make sure you let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching.